And now joining me on WION Newsroom, Adya Juneja will get us all the insights in the world of business. Nikita Singh will get us all the updates from the world of technology. And Athira Sasidharan will get us all the updates from the world of sports. We begin by going over to Adya for the business updates.
Well, thank you, Deeksha. We have lots to unpack in this edition, but let's start with what is happening in oil markets after the 2-week ceasefire, which was announced today. Well, oil prices plunged below $100 a barrel after Iran agreed to allow safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz during a 2-week ceasefire, with the US crude which fell nearly 15%, while Brent dropped over 13%, marking one of the sharpest declines in recent years. Now, the deal announced by President Donald Trump is aimed at easing tensions and restoring flows through the critical oil route that carries about 20% of global supply. The ceasefire came just hours before a US deadline, bringing relief to markets rattled by weeks of disruption. Analysts say the move could stabilize energy markets in the short term, but cautious that much depends on whether the ceasefire holds and the strait remains fully operational. Amid the disruption that is happening within the Gulf region, according to the International Air Transport Association, jet fuel supplies and prices could take months to stabilize despite the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, which we have been hearing now. The key shipping route has faced weeks of disruption, driving up crude and fuel costs globally. IATA chief Willie Walsh says even if crude flows resume, damage to refining capacity in West Asia will continue to impact the supply. He warned recovery will not happen in weeks, highlighting how concentrated refining infrastructure is in the Gulf region. Higher fuel costs are also expected to push up airfares, with airlines likely passing on the burden to passengers. While some flight routes have shifted temporarily, the industry expects Gulf aviation hubs to recover quickly once stability returns. And lastly, India's central bank has kept interest rates unchanged at 5.25% as it balances strong economic growth with rising inflation risks from the Iran conflict. Inflation has inched up for the 4th straight month, while growth remains robust at 7.8%. However, policymakers are cautious as high energy prices and supply disruptions could weigh on the outlook. A temporary ceasefire offers some relief, but economists warn risks to both growth and inflation remain elevated. We are continuously tracking the markets and we'll keep bringing you the latest updates. But time now for some updates from the tech world. Well, it's over to you, Miraj.
Thank you, Adya. Now, the Trump administration is planning to cut the budget of the US Cyber Security and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, by at least $707 million by 2027. Now, the proposed cut was included in a new omnibus budget proposal that also calls for the privatization of airport security. The administration says the move will reflect CISA's core mission of securing federal networks and critical infrastructure and reduce what it calls wasteful and political activities. It also claims the agency was focused on censorship, referencing its efforts to counter misinformation during the 2020 presidential election. Now, the proposal says that the cuts would eliminate duplicative programs, including school safety initiatives already run at state and federal levels. Moving on, Anthropic says that its yet-to-be-released AI model, Claude Mythos, has already identified thousands of vulnerabilities in operating systems, web browsers, and other software. Now, given the implications of that, Anthropic is giving early access to major technology companies that include Amazon, Microsoft, and Apple to preempt bad actors who might use the model to effect security breaches. The initiative, called Project Glasswing, will allow these selected partners to use Mythos's preview edition to identify vulnerabilities across software systems and digital infrastructure. Other participating companies include CrowdStrike, Palo Alto Networks, Google, and NVIDIA. Finally, Uber is now using Amazon's custom chips to boost computing power and train artificial intelligence models. The move expands its existing partnership with Amazon Web Services, or AWS, as Uber seeks advanced hardware for growing digital demands. Uber will use AWS Graviton chips to improve performance across rides and delivery operations. It will also deploy Trainium processors to train AI models powering its apps. The company says that it is working to enhance its digital platform, speed up ride matching, and personalize user experiences. That's all we have for you from tech. Over to you, Athira.
Thank you so much, Miraj. Here are the top sports stories we are tracking for you at this hour. We'll begin with football first. Arsenal defeated Sporting 1-0 in the first leg of their Champions League quarter-finals in Lisbon. Kai Havertz scored the only goal of the match in stoppage time to give Mikel Arteta's team the advantage. The win comes after back-to-back defeats to Manchester City in the EFL Cup final and Southampton in the FA Cup. It also comes as the team aims to win a major trophy for the first time in 6 years. Arteta acknowledged that Arsenal had to prove a point against Sporting after losing their last 2 matches and believes that Havertz's late winner could prove as a big moment in their season. Staying with football, Bayern Munich defeated Real Madrid 2-1 in the first leg of their Champions League quarter-finals. Harry Kane delivered for Bayern on his return from injury. He helped set up Bayern's first goal for Luis Diaz 4 minutes before halftime and then scored himself in the 46th minute. Kylian Mbappe pulled one back for Madrid in the 76th minute, and veteran goalkeeper Manuel Neuer then made several key saves to preserve Bayern's first league advantage. This was Bayern's first Champions League win over Real Madrid since April 2012, ending a 9-game winless run. Lastly, in cricket, Rajasthan Royals defeated 5-time champions Mumbai Indians by 27 runs to remain unbeaten in the competition and top the points table. The match in Guwahati was reduced to 11 overs per side due to rains. Mumbai Indians won the toss and chose to bowl first. Yashasvi Jaiswal and Vaibhav Suryavanshi gave Rajasthan the perfect start, with Suryavanshi also hitting Jasprit Bumrah for 2 sixes in 3 balls. Rajasthan posted a strong total of 150 for 3 in their allotted 11 overs, with Jaiswal remaining unbeaten on 77 of 32 balls. Mumbai Indians never looked comfortable in their chase. They were reduced to 45 for 5 in their first 6 overs. From there on, Mumbai never recovered and were restricted to 123 for 9 in 11 overs. This was Mumbai's second straight defeat of the season. Well, with that, we have come to the end of the sports segment. It's back to you, Diksha.
Thank you so much, Athira, Miraj and Adya for getting us all those updates. And with that, it's time for us to quickly slip into a very short break. Stay tuned. You're watching Beyond World as One.